This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number One Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so that you're notified whenever we go live. Welcome back. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. We have some trendy stories around the world. The first of which is about Harrysong. We've covered Harrysong quite a bit here. Again, Harrysong is an example of his story is an example of the story you don't want to become your story. I don't want to attack these people personally because honestly, it's becoming more and more true, clear and clearer every day that people are people, and oftentimes a lot of their behavior is coming from a place of complete ignorance. Not necessarily. Hi, Biba. Good to see you, Biba. Not necessarily intentional ignorance. Okay. Just ignorance, but even the fact that they don't seek the help that they need also come from a place of ignorance, even that part. So that's why I'm gonna keep making noise about this. I like, get the help you need, get the education you need, get the skills that you need. So it's not about this person's, it's about making sure that your story don't look like this. Okay. So that's what we're finding out. Let me, again, welcome, Biba. Good to see you. Please help me like and share right away as you're coming in. Yeah. Shout out to the 3 people that just came in. Shout out to 4 people, 5 people, 6 people that just came in. 2 people that just came in. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notification. Again, we're talking about Harrysong. Who is Harrysong? Harrysong is a guy who is a producer, he's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's an extremely talented guy too. You know, but talent is one thing, you know, in one area of life is one thing, but when it comes to romantic relationships, I don't know if anybody necessarily have the talent. I think, unfortunately, most of us have to collect wutu before we start to learn. Sadly, because oftentimes, if we haven't gone through certain situations, we can't comprehend. So even if I told you, you might struggle to comprehend what we're talking about. Okay. So with that being said, I think I want to play this video. Let me play this video. So earlier on today, okay, Harrysong's ex was on Daddy Freeze's platform, and her name is Alex. I think Alex P or something like that. Yeah, Alexa. Okay, Alexa or Alex, something like that. She was on Daddy Freeze's platform, and she was in a bed. She was being transferred back and forth between different hospitals. But earlier, before that, she was in the news claiming that she had to. She's now decided that she's going to give up the custody of her 2 babies to ex-baby father or ex-husband, who is Harrysong. Okay, so she says she had decided, but then later on that the free show, it looks like they're saying she's about to commit the ultimate on her life herself. She's sick. She's being transferred back and forth. In fact, there was a scare, but eventually she talked. Let's listen to this.
Connections. So I felt like at the point I needed peace. I needed my peace. I needed my sanity. So I had to okay, the kids is the problem. We are taking.
Hello, causation. Hello, money and wealth conversation.
It's not going to be easy for me. But at this point, I did not have any choice than to give him the kids so I can breathe.
So you heard that. So she said at this point she doesn't have any other choice than to just give up the kids to Harrysong, because according to her, the guy has been threatening her, give me the kids, no money, I'm gonna abandon you. He will come over but he had one condition where he would let her breathe, according to her, if she will come back to the house. If you remember, just some few weeks ago here, I covered Harrysong where he was trying to be the next Neo, where he was saying he has polygamy now, he's a polygamist now, and he has, again, Harrysong seems like a guy who is heartbroken. Okay, being heartbroken doesn't mean you're not the villain. This is the part that I keep to press for you guys. Just because you're the victim in a relationship doesn't mean you're not also the villain. Okay? Just because you're heartbroken doesn't mean that you're not capable of hurting another person's son or daughter. Okay? Hurt people, in fact, do hurt people. Very, very important. I need you to understand this. This angle that somebody must be wrong. It's not just one person that can be wrong. Two people can be wrong at the same time. Two things can be wrong at the same time, can be right at the same time. The issue here in a lot of these cases is skills sets. We're disrespectful. We're a disrespectful generation when it comes to relationships and marriages. Back in the days, as much as I drag back in the days, there was a system that worked for those people. There was what? A system. Not because people were holy. Do you understand? It was a system that worked for the people that lived in that era. Stop saying that your mother suffered. You're lying. Okay? Your mother is telling you just one side of our own side of the story. Okay? And you will still never understand what they went through. By the way, the men also went through. It's not a competition. Stop bringing that into the conversation. What I'm saying is that if you're going to do something and you want to do it right and you want to do it successfully, just maybe you need to learn one or two things beyond common sense. Just maybe. This young man, financial abuse is involved. Emotional abuse is involved. Manipulation is involved. Daddy, please ask her, say, do you want to get back with him? Are you open to getting back with him? That one to me is an obvious no, but I guess he needed to ask. But shout out to Daddy Freeze. He ended up raising a lot of money for her today because she ended up in the hospital. And, but I'm just telling you right now, relationships, they're easy. But on one condition, if you educate yourself. I promise you, I'm working on it. I'm going to load a bunch of educational material for the members on this platform. I think membership is like $1 or $2. We already have one there called the Smart Relationship Guide. Smart Relationship Guide is a 30-day guide. It's a 30-day guide that will teach you all of our concepts when it comes to relationship. That is a manual already, but I'm coming up with the Prestige Marriage Manual, the Prestige Dating Manual, and the Prestige Relationship Manual. So we're working on that. But all you have to do is be a member of the channel. You see the join button. But I'm telling you right now, we are just disrespectful to relationships and particularly marriage. Anytime you hear yourself, there's no manual for it, that's what you're doing. You just happen to be more expressive, but all of us are disrespectful because we think we can just jump into this institution and not have to sit down somewhere and learn one or two things beyond common sense. That's what I have. So I see both of them as victims of the situation that many of us that learn what we learn, we had to collect first. Woto. Before we learn. Even removing myself, okay? But it doesn't have to be you. And even if it has been you, you can fix that. But the foundation was bad. Slow down, okay? Everybody's foundation was bad. I've always said that here. Everybody's foundation was bad. Today is a brand new day. You can build a brand new foundation, okay? And if you know that there's stakes in that relationship for you, why not do it with that person? Why not? What's stopping you? Because if you go into the street, you're going to hit the same stumbling block anyway, I'm just saying, just maybe, just if it's that simple, because oftentimes it's not that simple. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Welcome to those of you that just came in. We have some other trendy stories around the world. We will be right back. This is Ola Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number One Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So we've got this story that has actually been on my radar for a couple of days. His name is I think it's a soccer player out of Nigeria. He's a soccer player probably with the club in Europe, but also Nigeria. His name is Calvin Bassey. I don't watch sports, so I don't know too much about that. The reason why I'm talking about this is because of the estranged father who is asking for forgiveness. Yeah, it's one of those situations. Yeah, he's asking for forgiveness. So this guy, he ended up on. Let me play this for you, and then we'll talk.
Yes. So you are the father of Calvin, right? The footballer, yeah?
Yes. Yes, Calvin Bassey,
Oh, wow. Nice to meet you, sir. Pleasure is all mine.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
what do you want Nigerian to help you with? Because me, I cannot decide for myself. So maybe Nigerians, they can help you out and all that. So you can actually tell them a little bit of the story. Not too much, not too long, just a inch, just a small inch of yourself. And then you introduce yourself, your names, your children, your wife, then you proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, all. It depends where you are and the time of where you are, please. Like I said earlier on, right? My name is Kingsley Iken Ugelumba. I'm from Anambra State, Nigeria. Ihala local government area, precisely. And my children's names are Elvis Obina Ugelumba, Calvin Chinedu Ugelumba, and start life afresh again. Okay, along the line, my children need their passport. Their mom called me. By then I have to send all my documents.
All right, so if you search his name, you can find it online, but I'm just going to give you the quick gist because of time. Basically, he's asking his children, particularly the popular one, to forgive him because he was at odds with their mother. And I guess he's coming back now. And fortunately or unfortunately for him, his son is now a successful soccer player out of Nigeria and Europe. He plays for major clubs in Europe. What's his name again? Calvin Bassey. Calvin Bassey. I'm gonna read something I found here. He's actually this is a Premier League. I think he plays for Fulham. I think that's a club. I'm not sure. Professional footballer who plays as a left back or a centre back for Premier League club Fulham. I've never heard of that club before. And the Nigerian national team. But again, I don't follow the Premier League, so. But anyway, while we're talking today, they said the father of Super Eagles and Fulham defender Calvin Bassey has appealed to Nigerians and his estranged wife for helping reuniting with his children after 18 years apart. Okay, it's from Anambra. I refuse to buy into the stupid stereotypes. I refuse. I don't do generalization or generalizations. I refuse to do that. But just last night, I was hearing another Anambra man on this same internet space suggesting that if a woman disrespects their husband, I would tell him to beat the crap out of her. I'm like, ouch, like that hurts. What hurts? Like, damn, I don't want any of my brothers to talk like that. That's my brother. He's a weirdo. It doesn't matter what tribe he came from. He's a weirdo. Anyway, while we're talking about that, the point is that there's a lot of stereotype out there about every group of people, but Anambra has been coming on my radar quite a bit. But I'm a Yoruba man, so I don't necessarily have the right to talk too much about that. So I'm going to keep it individual. What I've seen is across the board. Either you talk about Yoruba, Igbo, Edo, Hausa. Gentlemen, we have a lot of work to do. Because clearly what we've been doing is not working. I know you want to point the fingers at the lady so badly, but it's not working. Anyway, after 18 years, this man came back and he's been begging. He said, when I got to Leicester, I don't know how to pronounce, I think it's pronounced Leicester. The club welcomed me. I told him he went to a game to go look for his child. I told him to call him Biggie so he will know who was asking for him. Oh, now after 18 years, remember it's Biggie. Okay, so he claimed that at one point the mother asked for their passport and stuff like that. And of course, you already know what he's going to say. He's going to say that the mother taught them against him. That is the default. Not the mother teaching them against you, but the fact that you don't know those kids. You were absent. And I get it. Sometimes it's beyond you. Sometimes it's very difficult. I get it. I'm just letting you know right now that the excuses are not going to fly. It's not me that say it. They're just not going to fly. I'm sorry, Even if you have I think all excuses are legitimate, personally. But so are consequences. Yeah, so what we're going to do now, you don't get to call me names because it's not me that says it. It's just the reality. But what are you going to know? What are you going to do if the consequences of not being present in your children's life is the same nonetheless? What are you going to do? Especially if it's going to hurt like this man is hurting right now. What should we do? Call him the victim? Is he the victim? Or the children? That children that's stuck in a place where they will never know what it feels like to have their father, their children around. No, I'm trying to get the reason why I could go hard and say you're a deadbeat father, but then you're probably going to turn your brain off and not listen to me. So you're right. It wasn't your fault, but it's the consequences are the consequences. You see? So it's not about me. It's about you. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. Please forgive me, he said. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back with, I think we're about to talk. Let's talk about Femi Adebayo. I'll be right back. This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Femi Adebayo. Femi Adebayo is he's a popular Nollywood actor in his own rights. He's also the son of Ogabelo, who is the infamous Ogabelo. But he's the actor in Jagun Jagun. I think Jagun Jagun was on Netflix. But while we're talking about Femi Adebayo today, Femi Adebayo has been in the news for the wrong reasons recently about his marital situation. I think he might have been separated from his wife for a while. But anyway, let me read this Tribune article. It says Femi Adebayo's ex-wife breaks silence on Lagos eviction marriage crisis. So she has a store somewhere in Lagos and they came to evict her, and then I guess she's accusing him of let me guess, financial abuse. Anyway, I'll get back to that. Let me read this. Nollywood actor Femi Adebayo's ex-wife, Omotayo Sanusi, popularly known as Inyo Aladuke, has spoken out amid the ongoing eviction controversy involving a Lagos property and their past marriage. Oh, so it's a past marriage. They've been separated. The reaction followed comments made by a family member, Taiwo Abdul Malik, who defended the actor after Inyo Aladuke earlier cried out on social media over the shutdown of her business and her eviction from the property. There's a lot of weirdo bloggers that are covering this story, so that's why I'm picking this up directly from Tribune. But it's a marital store, so I figure we should talk about it. So the article says, according to her, the property was bought through a bank loan, and the eviction was the result of a bank recovery and foreclosure process, not a deliberate action by Femi Adebayo. Okay, so this is the point where we say, but hey, it's just a foreclosure. No, it's deeper than that. Okay, it's more likely deeper than that. Who collected the loan? Who took who to the bank? Who used their extra leg to get the loan from the bank? Probably when things were still good, or maybe a temporary moment where things were still good. Those are all the nuances that you will have to deal with in real life. I know you are just thinking, oh, illegal in the court. You have to have evidence. You're right about that. But guess what you have to deal with in an actual marriage and relationship? All the emotional nuances, you have to deal with them. You can pretend all you want. You can try to manipulate the situation. You can try to manipulate the situation all you want. But these are just facts. You can do all that. Maybe you're just a blogger on the internet, so you don't even matter. The people that are inside of this, yeah. I won't go. They will explain.
We go explain because no evidence.
Yeah, it's not going to be as simple. It's not as simple as just your own side of the story either, because the other person is having a different experience. Oh, that doesn't even make any sense. That's what's wrong with these American people with their emotional nonsense. You think? I wonder what's wrong with you that you are dealing with these broken relationships. But let's continue. So it said, responding to the publication, Inyo Aladuke said she never intended to take the matter to social media, but felt compelled to speak after what she described as false narratives about her situation. Everybody always thinks it's a false narrative, right? Because it's not their own side of the story. Everybody feels the same way too. Okay, too. Cancel each other. So now what? Still inside of a funk. Okay. She stated that she had been going through a difficult period and that the truth was gradually coming out. According to her, Femi Adebayo allegedly brought about 20 men to evict her and her family from the Lagos property. An action, she said, drew public attention. She claimed that her aged mother was forced out during the eviction by men carrying guns. Speaking further, I saw doom. But guess who have to deal with the Asodum? Guess who have this PR crisis? Femi Adebayo. That's real. Yeah, that's as real as any evidence or Ned Nwoko style receipt you're going to bring to the court. Yeah, he has to deal. This is the mother of his kids. He has to deal with this. I didn't say it's his fault, though. I'm just saying he has to deal with this. Okay. All right. So she wrote, I'm going through a tough time and really didn't want to air it on social media, but here I am. Last year, I was bashed and falsely accused, but thank God for the good people around me who stood by me. Now it seems the tables have turned. What was meant to disgrace me has turned to glory. The lies are falling apart and people are seeing the true character. I can see the desperation, the damage control. What did you expect when you took almost 20 armed men to a public space to evict people? Of course, well, eviction involve sheriff everywhere in the world. So, Asodum. But again, everybody involved must deal with this Asodum. You can call it, but she's lying. Guess what? You have to deal with those lies, unfortunately. So how? Do you have the strategy? Oh, no, I'm just going to debunk it. That's not going to work. You could just explain.
Explain, because no evidence.
And it's a guarantee. There's no amount of explanation that's going to work. Okay? In fact, the more you explain, the worse it gets. Write that down and take it to the bank. My aged mother was thrown out with a gun, knowing fully well she'll be there as she comes around to help me with my child. Who are you to talk to me about God? You don't know God. You only put up with the act. Okay. You always want to silence me by targeting my reputation. I'm done keeping quiet. You can't silence me anymore. The desperation to save your name. You don't care what goes down. I'm not going down with your lies. Everybody is trying to detect what's the lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. You do the same thing with your husband before the thing broke apart, by the way. He said, you're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. He too is like, oh, he too is like, you're a liar. You're a liar. because he was trying to be quiet at first. Eventually, he busted open. Hopefully, he did not slap you. At that time, he belongs in jail, by the way. It doesn't matter. Oh, should we discuss the trigger? We should discuss the trigger that causes the slap. You're stupid. I'm telling you straight up right now. That's not an offense. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm telling you that you're a fool because you're going to end up in what? In jail. You can't have that conversation. The only conversation you should be having is removing yourself if it looks like it's ever going to become anything like that. You gentlemen cannot afford that. You get your freedom taken away from you. Is that what you want? Because you want to be right. You just want to be right. You want to teach them the triggers so that they can stop triggering you. You think that's your point of leverage? Continue. I'll be here. Continue. You staged a visit to his school on Wednesday after being absent for a whole year, even when your office is just a few minutes. So she's accusing him of so many things. Let me tell you what the lame man will do. The lame person is both men and women. You know what they will do? They will try to explain. Let's debunk. I need to debunk. I can't allow those lies to be going. Bro, the lies are going. Okay? Here's what you didn't know. It can only go so far. But you want to help it? Go and debunk it.
We go explain because no evidence.
Especially if we're talking about personal relationships. You could just shalaye. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. I already shared my thoughts in betweens. But let me know what your thoughts are about this story. Also, there's more to the story that I don't know. I'm sure you've been listening to all the weirdo bloggers everywhere. Tell me more in the comments. Tell me more. I don't think anything else more is important for these lessons, but tell me more. Maybe I'm wrong. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified. Let's talk about Remmy Njoku. Remmy Njoku has some things to tell you guys, and we'll be right back.
This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number One Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +17323058577. 305 Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, welcome back. So, no such thing as what? Remmy Njoku sparks fire. So she wrote an epistle here. She's always doing that on the internet. And I thought we should read it together, learn 1 or 2 things. Remmy Njoku, she's an actress. I think she's a producer as well. I think she's also the director with the now defunct. I think they're now defunct. I think they went bankrupt. Iroko TV with her husband, JC Njoku. Right. So now this is what she has to say. Let's see. She said there's really no such thing as an independent woman. Loud it, clock it, loud it, clock it. Independence is not preference. It's usually a response. Oh, that's a good point. That is a fantastic point. It's like I tell people, gentlemen, I tell you all the time, stop trying to teach people. I mean, you can teach it, but it's a response. Femininity, a woman's femininity is a response. It's not something that's sustainable. You can try it, but it's not sustainable by itself. Okay? It needs structure. It's a chaotic thing without structure, right? It's like water. Water is beautiful, but if you just splash water everywhere, it's chaotic, right? But if you contain it, you can drink it, you can simmer, we can cool down, right? Use as a shower, you take a shower, you drink water. Oh, it's beautiful. Water is beautiful. But if you enter the wrong type of water, you fit drown, say. If you enter the wrong type of water in the wrong way, you don't know what you're doing, you fit drown. Yeah, everything in life is a double-edged sword. That's one fact. But when it comes to femininity, it's a response, right? It's when that energy is contained in a way that flows and it makes our life beautiful. You like that? Well, you want it sustainable? you better be a man. Okay, if you're not a real man, you will struggle. What is a real man? See, it's a stupid question. Okay, it's a stupid question. All the explanation I just did should tell you. Okay, if you don't like it, go and read more on it. How about that? I'm being tough on you today. Today is tough love because I realize that you don't like, majority of you don't like soft tone. You don't like it. You like people call it a spade, a spade. So we can know where you stand. That's how you got here in the first place. You know, you want everything to be called a spade, a spade. Whereas life is not like that. You cannot box life into your spade of a spade. Life is a very chaotic thing when you don't have structure, when you don't know what you're doing. It's very chaotic. It's nasty. The world is cold. The person that is supposed to love you the most will drag you by your blockers. And you'll be here, you say, they were evil to me. They pretended. No, they didn't. Your scriptures, all your holy books, they told you about the nature of human beings already. It is you that refuse to learn. I digress. No human truly wants to do life alone. She's talking to a specific type of people. I'm thinking it's the female gender. We become independent when we don't have dependable people around us. Right? Instead of you say, I just don't have a dependable person around me, or I've been inside of some woto, I don't collect. Instead of you to admit it.
Sorry.
You would rather tell yourself lies that will make you feel better short term. Independence, what is that? Men don't go around talking about how independent they are. Ladies, I want you to listen to me clearly. Men don't do that, okay? If they have to be independent, it's an action thing. It's not something you have to say. Sometimes in life, we do have to be independent. But in the real world, in the real sense of things, when your life is blissful and you have things figured out a little bit, you are interdependent on a strong network. Strong people around you. Yes, it can come in the form of a husband, and yes, it can come in the form of a beautiful wife. He who finds a wife finds favor. Have you not heard that before? It comes in the form of the right people around you. The right people around you. Listen, we all have times, sometimes where things are not going the way they're supposed to go. Guess what you really need at that time? Strong people around you. When you were trying to be independent, what did you do? What did you do with the people around you because you were trying so hard to be independent? You discarded them. Oh, you called it boundaries. You needed to draw a boundary. You were building a fence around yourself. Be careful. Egungun, be careful. Now, express. You they go. So she made a good point. She said, so before labeling a woman as independent or overly self-sufficient, it's worth asking why. Are you dependable? Because when someone shows up consistently, nobody chooses isolation. There are real problems we need to fix. I'm never dismissing that. But sometimes the solution we come up with is creating more problems. We need to be careful. Independence is learned in the absence of reliability. She is strong because she has to be. Be dependable and watch her strength soften into trust. She's also speaking to men. Stop asking women to be feminine. She's not feminine because it doesn't feel safe around her. She can't afford whatever it is that you're asking for because she doesn't trust you. Ladies, you also need to know that so that when you make choices of who you want to spend life with, you think straight. You're not there defending men and say, men should cry and be soft too. Sometimes I'm vulnerable. Do you know what you're talking about? No, you don't. Okay. And by the way, men do cry. So you don't know what you're talking about for real. For real. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn on notification. Turn up your notification. Let's talk about the lady Omije Ojumi. Let's talk about her. She passed away and there was some drama today earlier on. But do me a favor first. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. We'll be right back with some other trendy stories around the world.
This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and #1 Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about I think her real name is BUNMI AKINNAANU, but apparently maybe she has a song. She was a gospel singer. Let me see if I can pull up her thing real quick, her bio real quick. AKINNAANU Adebayo. Okay. She was a gospel singer, and she passed away a couple of weeks ago, and I think she's been trending since then. You know, but she was an upcoming gospel artist, so I think she's more like, you know, those like Kalashi or those type of gospel singers. I think she sings in Yoruba. I don't know if I haven't actually checked out her stuff. I should check out her because I love gospel music, as you guys probably already know. But anyway, this video has been trending, and I'm going to play this video and then we'll talk.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Okay, all right. So a couple of things. Okay, first of all, if that was a funeral that we're just looking at, that looks way too rowdy, and it looks like there's a bunch of people in attendance that actually don't have any respect for the dead. And yes, there could be family members too. So Nigerians in particular need to learn how to conduct themselves in certain environments. But also maybe some parts of the culture encourages that, but she's too young to make it this kind of event. But what you were looking at just now is the son. Remember, today we have this the abandonment thing. We have the Harrysong abandonment, not being present, okay, because you have coconuted. We've had the situation of the Calvin Bassey's father. Gentlemen, we got to pay attention here. It's not looking good. I'm not saying you're not right, but this is not looking good, okay? It just doesn't look good, I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me why it doesn't look good. I'm sure maybe a part of us might want to blame the women. It's this unruly women that won't let us do the right thing, right? Well, like I said, you want feminine energy. Feminine energy is a response. It's a response, okay? So just like independence is a response, okay? So if you see a woman around you, say, "Am I independent?" Have some empathy, okay? She's responding to something. It's not yours to drag her, okay? Cool down, cool down. Anyway, so the son was the one yelling at the father. They said Omije Ojumi's son denies his father for his lack of care during their mother's travail. Now, I'm not sure if what I was looking at was basically they were trying to get the father on the phone to talk to him or something like that. I don't know if he was present or if he's somewhere abroad. I didn't get that full gist. I really just saw an opportunity to extract this lesson, that the presence of a father, by the way, women are also perpetrators and villains when it comes to the absence of fathers in the life of children. I'm just telling you, but again, it doesn't matter. What matters is that don't wait until you become a villain. You could be a victim. You can do something about what you are experiencing. That's what it comes down to. You. No, not the person that you are ready to point fingers at. I get it. They are wrong. And you are right. That's the point. That's the whole point, right? Okay, I agree with you. Okay. I agree with you. However,
You're right.
you can do something about it. If you don't like the experience, if you have breath in your nostrils and you can complain, you have enough energy to complain about it, there is a chance that you have power, you have autonomy, you have the agency to do something about it and change that experience. Now, in the short term, it's not always fixable, but you can change the direction that things are going. So I think he called in and he was trying to, and the boy was like, no. And he was like, no, you haven't been present. And the boy basically got very angry, and that was the voice you were hearing later on. And that's the son. So I don't know her full story, but it was just kind of sad looking at that boy being that angry at the burial of his mother, where everything is, they were supposed to be paying respect to, you know. But let me play this. Let's see if we can get a little bit better glance here. All right, so they were trying to. I'm not going to play any more of that. That's crazy. That's too much for me. The boy is just basically saying he doesn't want any involvement of the father, and the family of the father were instigating, and then your father loves you. Your father loves you. You see, is that how the boy is now going to believe you that the father loves him? Right? But when I say I'm talking about all of us. We need to do better. We need to think deeper before we act. They might have good intentions. They're just trying to get him to understand that the father loves. He just had to do what a man has to do. But like I told you, it's not about right and wrong. It's not about, at least not in the short term. It's about what's the impact, the long-term impact of your actions right now. The long-term impact of your actions right now. I'm going to leave it at that. If you know more about the story, please feel free to share with us in the comments. But that's what I had to extract. Gentlemen, we need to do better, okay? What about if I have to go to work? Abba, are you aware that presence and absence is not necessarily a physical thing? It's not necessarily a physical thing, no. It's about being able to keep your household together, even in your absence. Do you have the skills? No, you didn't think. You were thinking it's more physical. None of this is physical. Let me be clear. Okay? None of anything we're talking about right now is physical. Once it becomes a physical issue, negatively, you belong in jail at that point. Okay? I'm talking about managing the emotional energy, right? Being able to keep your household together is your mindset. We're talking about the mindset, the emotional safety that people feel around your household. That's what we're talking about. You could be thousands of miles away. It is a little bit extra difficult, but it's doable. Especially if you know what you're doing. Especially you know how to talk to mentors, right? You have a network, don't you? Yeah, people have done it successfully before. So we're not talking about you necessarily being present physically. We're talking about just being aware that, hey, there's a gap here. How am I going to fill this gap? As opposed to, it is what it is. Oh, it is what it is. Well, now you have to deal with the son who is super angry at the mother's funeral. And then you have a bunch of siblings and family members that don't know what to do. Imagine that. May God help them. I don't know the full story. This is just what I see on the social media. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back.
This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife, Lola, and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and #1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about this story real quick. Wife calls husband for secretly marrying another. Calls out husband for secretly marrying another woman. Drama no they finish for social media. I'm gonna play it and then we'll talk.
Rookie, má gbọ́ mi o. Because ìwọ gangan, do mi ò tẹ̀ ní ẹ mo bí ẹ bá lọ́rọ̀ bọ̀. Due to the message that you sent to me, that is why I'm saying this to you. So, kò má gbọ́. November la ṣe wedding. La ṣe marriage. November. Barely a year and 2 months now. November 2024. So, èmi mo mọ bí owó ṣe jáde tó fi dé abroad tó fi dé Kuwait today.
All right, so she's speaking Yoruba. She said they just had a wedding in November and she was responsible. She knew how he got money to get to the abroad. What is abroad? They said Kuwait. Is Kuwait abroad? I guess. Let's continue.
ṣùgbọ́n
You
so
hear?
wọlé sí Kuwait ní December 2024 ó ra mọ́tò mọ́ṣẹ́
So she said you got to Kuwait in November 2024 and you bought a car.
ní February 6
You bought a car in February.
2025 tí ó ti pé 2 months.
Yeah. Okay, so why am I playing this video for you? Let me just read this caption from, I guess this is one of G's lovers pages. Every day na war for TikTok. Wife calls out husband for secretly marrying another woman. She claims she sponsored his travel abroad. As we speak, TikTok is on fire. Broken bottles don't they fly left and right as the legal wife is dropping videos. Semi-legal wife is also throwing shades. There's a semi-legal wife. Wait, did they say semi? Yes, semi-legal wife is also throwing shades. Everything, Sha, don't turn yam pepper, scatter. Let's just look at the comments. All these small children, God I beg go. This girl, our own healing go long, baje, and she no go fit come out talk. So it looks like one man is playing multiple women. He traveled overseas. Shine your eyes. Everywhere red. You know how people say everywhere they okay. Is that everywhere good? Say everywhere good. Everywhere is red. Shine your eyes. People are hungry. You know, they do what they have to do. We have people in different parts of the world, and they are doing romance fraud. Is that what they call it? Yeah, romance fraud of all different type. You know, shine your eyes. How do you do that? It's not by shining your eyes. How you shine your eyes? Work on yourself. You will never have the capacity. Let me finish this like this. You will never have the capacity. Do you understand me? You will never have the capacity to watch out for yourself. The only thing you can do is to build security in yourself. Listen to me carefully, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing you can do is to be well secured in yourself. That involves emotional security, spiritual security, and most of you watching me, if you have unlimited data, you probably have security. Nobody can really just break into your door anyhow, right? You have cameras and all that, but of course have those things too. But the one you really need to worry about here is spiritual and emotional security. How do you build that? You don't build that by just doing like this. Let me make sure nobody come and take my kwekus. You don't do that. That's not how to do that. Or by looking over your shoulder every second. You are fearful of you are afraid. You're living in fear. That's not how to build security. You become vulnerable when all you do is live in fear. It's all you look out for is red flags. We have a whole book on it. It's called The Number One Red Flag. Is everywhere on Amazon. Go and pick it up. Okay, if you go to manofprestige.com, you get a free download of Number One Red Flag. If you are looking for the number one red flag, you're a red flag. You become vulnerable. You become an easy target for the enemy. There's patterns everywhere we can see. Your nyash everywhere. Everyone else is doing it. Why would you think you're secure doing that? So I'm not surprised that we're saying this, especially in this social media era. Work on yourself. The best point of leverage is working on yourself. Does this sound? Let me say like that. Don't leave your store open and be chasing after the thief. I heard that from Peter Obi. Okay, don't leave your store open and chasing after the thief. You will be invaded. It gets easier. What you should do is secure yourself. Work on yourself. There are things, ask people, ask questions. Okay, I don't know. Work on yourself sounds too vague. How can you work on yourself when you are in this dating scene, in this streets where everywhere red? People are ghosting people. I heard yesterday we covered Devon Franklin. He said he got ghosted and catfished at the same time. You're like, no, that will never happen to me. I can smell it. Okay, I hope you know what you're talking about. Okay, because if that's true, that would be a beautiful thing. I know the only way to be in that position is to be well secured in who you are. Insecurity, low self-esteem, they are real. They are real. They expose you, and there's more than enough adversaries moving around, enemies everywhere. Sometimes they are close family members. I'm just warning you. I'm not your prophet who is saying go and divorce your mother. I think that's not what I said. What I'm saying is that this is true for all of us. Whose mother are you going to have if you go to another person's mother? If you divorce your own mother? Anyway, let's be careful. Let's be guided. Work on yourself. Speaking of working on yourself, divorce isn't freedom. This is. Let's move on to the next topic. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. We'll be right back.
This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, so let's talk. Divorce is not freedom. This is what is freedom if divorce is not freedom, right? What I want to share with you is the 5 responsibilities that parents cannot run from. Okay, regardless of which side you're on, either you have the custody or not. Regardless of which side you're on, you can't run from these responsibilities. Okay. It's either you are proactive about delivering these responsibilities, or you are going to be responsible for the consequences. So responsibilities are the default. They are a given. It's not a choice. Okay. It's either you take charge or you will be responsible for the consequences in one shape, form, or the other. Sometimes directly, the indirectly will hurt more. Do you understand? Number 1, children should never pay for adult failure. I'm going to change that right now. Okay, children do pay for adult failure. Sadly, that's the reality. They should never pay for adult failure. That is the fantasy part of it. Children do pay for adult failure. I'm still right. It shouldn't be that way. Unfortunately, it's becoming more and more of that way. But how do you avoid that? There's a couple of things I want you to know here. Adults, we choose partners, right? Yeah, we choose partners. But children, they don't have to choose that. And guess what creates children? When you partner with somebody to create children, that's what creates children. When you fell by mistake on somebody's bola, you create children. When people say we need to be responsible, no, you are responsible in one shape, form, or the other. So emotional collapse shouldn't become abandonment. In life, you will get wuto. Okay? In life, it's not a marriage thing. I know we try to blame marriage for everything. Everybody go collect. If you are in any kind of entanglement with another human being for any objective, okay, it could be work, it could be business, or like you too self, you go collect. So if that's true for all of us, guess what? Life is fair. It's all fair in love and war. Okay, so but the only thing you can do about it is just first of all acknowledge that, know that for a fact, and then you build some skill sets around that. But back to parenting. Parenting is a lifelong role. It is not a phase. Even after your children become 18 years old, because you're a human being with emotions, you will still care. If you're not a mad person, at least, But let's move on to number 2. Access to children is about accountability, not sympathy. Again, like marriage, like relationships, like anything that's emotionally driven, that involves entanglement or with other human beings, you will be accountable. It's not, you don't like, I laugh at people that want to hold people accountable. Like, good luck. But the real accountability is a default. It's a default. But what about people that get away with it? You know, they were 90 and they passed away. Well, that's reality. We're 8 billion people here. We didn't become 8 billion overnight. We're growing in population. Okay? In the eyes of God, we are like era. We're like ants. You know, like we're like tiny, like macroscopic. So don't feel too special about yourself that you think karma is going to happen for you, but it won't happen for the other person. And you think like, no, bro, this life is a game. It doesn't mean it's a joke. There's difference between a game and a joke. A game you take seriously, you learn the skills so you can play like a professional. That's all we're asking you to do. Okay? That's all I know English comprehension will struggle as Nigerians. When I say it's a game, it doesn't mean it's a joke. Those are two different things. I know we use that interchangeably in Nigeria. Those are two different things. It means this is a game. You need to, there's some skills you need to learn. Okay? The same skills you need. People say, oh, you can be a great father, but not a great husband. It's a lie. Okay? You're trying to justify some kind of bullshit. It's the same skill set. The only difference is that no bowler is entering a kpekus. That's the only difference. Okay? It's the same skill set. You learning how to actively listen, make people feel safe around you, be pleasant, but active listening, because the strategy you use in situations are different from places to places. Right? Lots of wisdom. Borrowing wisdom from other people, knowing that you don't know it all. In fact, you don't know shit. Like me, we don't know shit, right? That's the key. Humility, right? Humility with a healthy sense of ego, self-esteem, right? Finding the balance between the two. I said a lot, right? Well, it will become easier if you're truthful about your story, about your situation, so we can focus. But if you continue to come up with generalized opinions, I disagree. If that's how you operate in this stuff, you'll be confused now. Of course, we're all confused. There's nothing special, but it's dangerous. That's what I'm telling you. It's dangerous. So we need to narrow it down. Stop generalizing. Narrow it down to your specific situation. I digress. Access to children is about accountability, not sympathy. The only thing social media can offer you is sympathy, or maybe opposite of it. Sometimes they are dragging you, but they are full of shit, like the rest of us, okay? What you need is self-accountability. That's the part where we need to work on. Well, it's easy for all of us to hold other people accountable. The part we struggle with is self-accountability, self-reflection. You look in the mirror and say, there's an opportunity to learn here. I can't see it, but I'm going to find it. Oh, that shit is hard to do. It is so hard to do. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3, divorce often creates financial and emotional displacement. I'm going to correct that. And or emotional displacement. Okay, it can come either or. It can also come as a both. Okay, divorce is not your mate. But there's nothing special about that, because marriage no be your mate too, right? So nothing special there. But divorce isn't just emotional. It is also logistical. It's a lot of moving variables, both physically and emotionally, which makes it very, very hard on people. It comes in phases. It comes and goes. There's ups and there's downs. There's ups and there's downs. And then there's like, I think about to crash. And I think there's ups and there's downs, right? And for most divorcees, they're not going to survive a second, third marriage. 75 to 80% of remarrying, end up back in the same poto. You know why? Because people are not self-accountable. That's why. Someone almost always falls harder. Okay? Almost always fall harder. Who's that? It's probably you, because you're probably feeling like you're the victim of the situation. So, and I can't argue with your feelings, you know. Preparation matters more than passion. You get the passion, you're excited, you want to move forward so quickly. Google, be careful. Express. Not express you they go. Okay. Let's move on to number 4. Single parenthood is strength, but it's not ideal. Can we stop glorifying that, ladies? There's no need to glorify it. There's zero needs outside of self-justification. Okay? You can just be a parent, a good parent. Okay? There's nothing, let me take it away from the parenting thing. It's not a flex to say I'm self-made. That's not a flex, ladies and gentlemen. Go and read Otedola's book, The $1 billion something. I'm still reading it. Go and find it and read that book. I'm still reading it. I'm a terrible reader. I have a lot of books in my pipeline that I haven't touched. But go and read that book. It is the weirdest thing. You are ignorant to call yourself self-made. The only people calling themselves self-made are broke people. Broke people in Atlanta that they can't pay their rent, but they are putting on the facade that they are billionaires and billionaires. They are the one that call themselves self-made. Have you seen anywhere where Bill Gates called himself self-made? No. Other people may call him that. But calling yourself independent, calling yourself self-made, I'm a super single parent, that's not a flex. Stop. If you're a good parent, you're a good parent. It's the same reason why you get defensive when they're talking about single parents, because you don't even feel like you did a good job in the first place. So anytime somebody says something negative about single parent, you get triggered. Whereas, there's no need for you to be shalaying yourself for anybody. I've always said that to you. I've said that to you. Don't be doing explaining.
You go explain because no evidence.
You don't have evidence because the weirdos on the internet talking about single mothers are always going to quote stats, which is the collective story of everybody. That's not your story. So why are you getting triggered? That doesn't have to be your story. Work on yourself. Single parenthood, yes, it is strength. Okay? It is not a flex. It is not ideal. Please back off of those kind of conversations. Do yourself a favor. Single mothers, you are the one guilty of this the most. Back off of those conversations. Work on yourself. You don't owe people explanations. Let's move on to number 5. It is not useful for somebody to be telling you super mother too. They are pandering. Don't fall for that. You don't need that. You don't need that, because if they need to do that for you, that means there's a gap inside that you need to work on. Go back and refocus on that. Number 5, children remember who stayed, not who explained. You go explain.
You go explain because no evidence.
They said Tobaya, Omawa, Baba. It's a lie. They said when it's time, the child will look for the father. It's a lie. Okay? Maybe that was true in 1962. It's a lie. Okay? You could explain. See that man? That's footballer's father. Gentlemen, be careful. It's going to hurt. Anything you say, I don't care right now, at your young age, ladies and gentlemen, when you start turning 62, just about that point, it's going to hurt. Then you start to feel the need to explain to all of us what went wrong, what did not do wrong, how you went really wrong. It doesn't matter if you're wrong. There's no, listen, it's who stayed. And when I say stay again, like I said, it's not necessarily a physical thing. We understand that life circumstances will throw you into a ditch sometimes, but now you have to come up with creative ways to be present, even if temporarily you're not present. I understand that people struggle sometimes. I don't like the idea of being away from your children for 15 years just because you're seeking greener pastures. I don't like that. There's got to be a better way than that. I understand you're going out there, you did it for them and all this kind of stuff. You go explain, no.
You go explain because no evidence.
Let's be careful. So these things you're responsible for. It is not your choice. It is a default. If it's indirectly that you're responsible, it will hurt even more. If it's directly, if you're proactive, it's beautiful. You get to take the credit for all of this. Like, hey, you worked on yourself, and by doing so, you were able to create good relationships, good parenting, a good life. A good life, indeed. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Hopefully, you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. God bless. Peace.
This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.